Hi guys, it's Sherry. Today I am going to be playing around with some ribbon and some nail art and my wood blanks. And I ended up getting this ribbon at the dollar store and it came in a pretty big size. And I thought it was really neat. I love these little gnomes and I really wanted to put them on my wood blanks and have some fun with them. So I wanted a matching pair, so I chose these little guys because I just thought they were just too cute. So the very first thing you're going to do is paint your wood blanks. Whichever ones that you decide to use, paint them. I did white because I want to make sure that this is going to be somewhat see-through. And here, so like, I'll show you an example. If I do it on a plain one, you're going to see more of like a yellow in the background than if you do than if you paint it white. So paint your piece white. It'll just be much nicer looking, cleaner looking. I am going to cut my little pieces out here. And I want to take these little pieces off because I want to see if I can incorporate these little silver pieces. Now I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but I would like to. So I'm going to cut these off. I'm going to try to get real close to the edge of them. And like I said, I'm not sure if this will work. I never tried this before, but I would like to kind of put these around if possible. If I can even get them to bend, you know, properly, to be quite honest. I'm not sure, but maybe I could add them across. I don't know, but I want to play around with them and see what I can do with them. So let me cut this one. So these are going to be double-sided earrings. And on the other side, we are going to be using some nail art. And I will show you step by step how to apply that as well. All right. So I have those cut. I'm going to initially start out with my regular matte Mod Podge, and then I will put a glitter over on top of these. So take your Mod Podge, put it on top of your wood blank. Make sure you get your sides very well, because that is what helps hold your piece down. And then line up your guy the way that you want him. And I'm going to push him up as far as I can. Make sure my entire piece is covered. And then I'm going to push down on this because I want to make sure that this is nice and flat and put on here nicely. I don't want no wrinkles on my ribbon here. And I only did one coat of white. You don't have to put a thick coat on because it's just for the background if you have a see-through ribbon. So you don't have to go crazy with it. Okay. Now I'll get my glitter Mod Podge. I love this. This glitter is so nice. The results that you get from it are just beautiful. It really just makes it so sparkly and shiny, and I love sparkle. So as I'm putting this on, I'm making sure that my piece is completely down, and I'm going to get my edges around. So I'm not just stopping at my wood blank. I'm kind of going a little bit further out, because then my ribbon will get nice and hard and it'll be much easier to trim everything up. And I want to make sure I have this nice and saturated to get all that beautiful glitter on there. And now I'm going to let this completely dry. I want to make sure that it's dry before I do anything else. All right, so most of my stuff is 100% dry, so I am going to start trimming it up. And you're going to want a nice pair of sharp scissors for this and get as close as you can to your edges. If you have sharp scissors, it'll help with fraying, or like you don't want your stuff to fray, and it'll also help keep everything real nice and tight for you. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is the backs, but look how beautiful that looks. I really hope you can see that sparkle on there because that glitter is amazing. So I want to poke holes in my pieces first. If your little piece comes up, that's okay. We will push that back down. Sometimes that happens. I just want to make sure I can poke that in the proper spot. See, now there's paint inside that hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some of my regular Mod Podge. I'll take a little bit, put it right under here, and I will reseal that back down and let that dry. So don't be discouraged if your piece starts to kind of pop up a little bit, because it does happen and it can be fixed. So don't worry too much about that. All right, so next, I want to take a snowflake off of my ribbon, and I want to put it right at the top. And I want to keep the metal on. Initially, I was thinking of just cutting it off and doing something, but I think this is the perfect way to do it. So this way I don't have to super glue anything, and it just seems to be a little bit easier. So get your Mod Podge. Put it on. You don't have to get the whole thing. We're just going to get where our snowflake is going to go. Make sure you're matching it up the best that you can. Get your sides real well. And I'm going down further because I don't know exactly where my ribbon is going to stop. And I'm kind of using my 2 points right here and my 2 points in the middle to line everything up even. And do not worry about this little metal flap here. We will make sure that's sealed down by the end. So if it pops up on you, it's okay. I'm just going to stick a little bit right under there. And push it down. But like I said, if it keeps popping up, don't worry about it. We'll get it to stick. And I'm actually just going to put my little metal piece. Actually, you know what? I have my little clips here. And I will just put it right on the edge. That will hold it down in place for me. So this way I know my white section right here at the end will be sealed down. I'm not overly worried about the little metal piece. I'm going to lather that up. like I did the other one. And I will use another clip, and I just got these right at the dollar store as well. And I'll hold that down as well. And then let that section dry. My pieces have been drying for a while. And now I'm going to trim everything up. I love these little gnomes. They're so stinking adorable. Okay. Look how nice that looks. I'm going to take my poker again and poke a hole. Make sure everything's nice and open. I love that we could take just about anything and put these on these wood earrings. It's fantastic that we could do that. All right, so next I want to put my nail art on this. And I found this like little Christmas winter style nail art, and I thought it would look really neat if we put it at the bottom. So first I want to decide what I want to put at the bottom. I don't want it to be completely Christmas, but I also don't want it to not represent winter. So, and I need to make sure that I have enough of the same thing to go on both earrings. So I could go with snowflakes, or I could go with this really neat little star tinsel type of thing, or garland, however, whatever it's called. I could go with this really neat swirly motion. I'm hoping that you guys can really see that, because I know with the camera sometimes it blocks everything with the light. So I'm just going to have to decide how I want to do this exactly. But while I make that decision, the first thing I want to do is get my nail foil glue. And I'm going to put that right onto my wood blank. And I want to make sure that I get the entire area that I want to put my nail foil on. And I do put it on fairly thick to make sure that I'm not missing any of my areas. I'm going to make sure I get right to the very edge as well. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you put this under your UV light for a little bit. Because if you do not put it under your UV light, the nail glue is not going to get tacky. It's just going to stay wet and gross, and your nail art will not stick to it. So that is the trick, putting it under your UV light for a minute. Let me get that chunk off of there. So I want to go right up to that edge. All right. So now I will put these under my UV light for 1 minute. All right, so now my stuff is tacky, and I am going to, I really love the little deer over here, so I'm going to make sure that I incorporate that deer and some snowflakes as well. Maybe, well, get it right just like that. Okay, so then I want to make sure that I'm pushing down on this real well. So make sure you rub it real good. So you want to make sure that all of that sticks to your wood blank. And then, and look at that. I hope you can see that. Look how pretty that is. Beautiful. I'll do the same thing on this side. I'm going to make sure I get that little deer the best that I can. Put my little tree right in the middle. I'm just using my fingernail to really press down on this. And you do not have to pull this off fast. I know a lot of people say, oh, rip it off real fast. You don't have to do that. So there is our two earrings. And the last step that I want to do to seal everything and make sure that everything is going to be completely held down. Now this, I will say, has stuck down real well. That Mod Podge held it down. But I love my resin, so I am going to do resin. If you want to stop here, you can. You do not have to resin your pieces if you choose not to. I prefer to do the resin because it's something that I just really think brings my pieces all together. And it just gives it such a beautiful shine too. So I have my little resin stick, I have my poker, and I am not going to put this on overly thick. And then you're really going to see all that glitter from the Mod Podge pop through. I really think that the resin just really makes everything pop. And to finish it off, I am just going to add a couple little snowflakes from my nail art collection. All right, guys, so now my pieces are out from the UV light, and I want to show you how beautiful they look. I hope, let me see if I can kind of block the light a little bit so you can see it better. Look how gorgeous that looks. And then I did resin this side as well. And I really hope you guys can see all that gorgeous glitter from the Mod Podge because it is absolutely stunning in person. So the next thing that we got to do to finish these off is, I know I sealed up my hole. So I'm going to take my hand drill. I'm going to put it here, right where the hole is kind of started. And then just drill right through. This little drill is fantastic. Oops. Let me see. I'm going to find the one with the better hole. There we go. So gorgeous. So lastly, I want to finish off my edging with my chrome marker. And I did put white around it, but it just doesn't look as pretty as if when you use the, it doesn't look as pretty as when you use the chrome marker. The chrome marker just finishes everything off so beautiful. So if you haven't used one of these chrome markers before, all you do is go across like you're coloring. That's all you do. And then I like to edge all my pieces. So I will go right up onto the top and edge it nicely. And it just gives such a gorgeous, gorgeous finished look. And I always do both sides. And I do not seal my chrome marker. I have not found it necessary. So far, every pair of earrings that I have done this to, the chrome marker stays on. All right, and I will let that dry as well. This particular marker dries fairly quick, and that's why I really love this one. Get your jump rings, open them up, put your jump ring in, and your fit in, or your earring find in. I'm using the fish hook ones, and then close. And there is our beautiful earring that is double-sided. I absolutely love both of these sides. They're so fun. I did end up taking the bottom loop here and turning it, so I did not have to put an extra jump ring on. In my other videos, I do show that. I kind of jumped ahead before I hit the record button, so that's why you're not going to see it right now. But that's it. So there are our earrings, and I think these are fantastic. How great are these? Beautiful winter style earrings, great for Christmas time for those who celebrate it, great for just winter time. And I love that we were able to use the nail art along with some ribbon to create these pieces. I really hope that you guys enjoy creating these along with me. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, let me know what you think of these, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.